Canadian Depositary Receipts, or CDRs, let you get exposure to global stocks in Canadian dollars. Why does that matter? Well, there are any number of economic factors that can affect the exchange rate. If you're a Canadian investor or someone interested in investing in global companies, these fluctuations don't just make it hard to calculate the all-in cost of a stock, they also pose an inherent currency risk. That's because your returns are tied to both the performance of the company and the movement of the exchange rate. CDRs, on the other hand, mitigate your exposure to these exchange rate fluctuations through something called a notional currency hedge. It sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty straightforward once you understand how CDRs work. Each CDR represents ownership of a variable number of shares in a given company. That number is known as the CDR ratio. Every day, the CDR ratio is adjusted in response to the performance of the Canadian dollar. For example, if the Canadian dollar appreciates, the CDR ratio goes up and the number of shares increases. If the Canadian dollar depreciates, the CDR ratio goes down and the number of shares decreases. The goal? To track the performance of the underlying stock as closely as possible and limit your foreign exchange risk. There's another key benefit. This fractional ownership structure means the cost of entry is potentially much lower. While some blue-chip global stocks sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars for one share, you can buy a single CDR for a fraction of that cost. In almost all other ways, CDRs behave just like regular stocks. They can be held in registered accounts such as RRSPs and TFSAs, and if the underlying stock pays dividends, its CDR equivalent will pay dividends too. And what about fees? CDRs do not have any ongoing management fees. There's only a cost applied to the FX forward rate that's used to manage the notional currency hedge. In volatile currency markets, it can be hard to know how your cross-border investments are truly performing, which can lead many investors to exclude top global companies from their portfolios. With CDRs, you get a clear view that makes it easy to get exposure to global companies while mitigating your exposure to FX risk. Find CDRs on the trading platform of your choice or go to cdr.cibc.com to learn more.